Hi. So I'm Raul. I work as a software developer engineering test or QA automation developer or whatever you want to call it. There are different names, but I think pretty much you all know what I'm doing. So basically, I work for a small consultant firm called Acutest, where we specialize in testing, so that's the only thing that we do. We cover the whole range of different testing services that you can imagine, and one of the parts that we do is obviously automating testing. One of the problems that we have is that every time that we go to a new client, we need to deploy and start somehow from zero. So we try to come with a solution for the problem. So this is the automation framework that we have developed in order for us to basically be able to deploy and start testing in an automating way in a really quite quick way. So basically, we got the test repository that is on a Jira cloud with a X-ray plugin on it. So in there you go, well, the basic things of test, the user stories, the requirements, the test set, the test plans, and everything. And then in most clients we have a private server where you will have the test data stored on it. And then we have the automation framework on Azure cloud with a Jenkins continuous integration pipeline. And then what we have is a GitHub repository where we have different frameworks. So we got like different frameworks from core. So basically we have a Selenium core, a Winium core, an Appium core, and then when we go to the client, we take that one and we develop for the particular client. But then also we go basic functionalities such as, for example, making SQL queries or reading CSV files or stuff like that, basically on the GitHub repository. So all that functionality is already in there. And then what we have in here is basically whatever is the application that we have to basically to test. Okay. So the automation framework that we develop basically is integrated with Jira. Okay. So the way that it works is that I develop the code. Okay. But then everything is managed from Jira. So so that can be obviously managed from business analysts, project managers, so people that don't have real experience on like automation frameworks, or even like don't have a technical background, but they can literally like test. Okay, so how it works is that Jira basically activates the Jenkins continuous integration server. Okay, then Jenkins take the test that I need to run. Okay, then takes whatever framework you need to call basically. Okay, from the GitHub repository. Okay, then if requires, can make the call to the test data basically and have it for use. Then run whatever the application or website that you have in there. Okay, and then report the results to Jira. Okay. So what we are, unfortunately, I cannot show you this. I'm going to show you a small thing working, but obviously I cannot show you anything that belongs to any of our clients for many different reasons, which probably you are fully aware of. But what I'm going to show you, I think is quite visual of how we work. Is a small regression text triggered from a Kanban board. Okay. So go to Jira. And in Jira, this Kanban board, quite messy Kanban board, okay, where you might have whatever you want in here. So obviously, it depends of your project. It can be small functionalities. It can be really anything. So it depends exactly of the client, and it depends of the requirements of the client. Okay. Now the thing is, on the integration test. So basically, is if I take any of these items and I put it on the integration test, okay, I got a small integration regression pack in here, okay, with, in this case, with these two different tests, okay. So then, in this first test, it's a quite basic one. Again, this is only for demonstration purposes, so it's not used for real. But basically, it's just to show you how, in a way, it's easy to manage, and also quite, in the case of, for example, if the client is mainly browser-based, we can deploy this and start automating in the next day, quite literally. So basically, is that the idea of this test. Let me change this to the all view. So the thing is that in this case, we got two different tests. They don't run in parallel, so you first run one and then runs the other one. But they are managed independently. So when they run, then the report goes independently. The cloud is a bit slow. But the test, what it does is that basically it goes to any URL then you can put in there and just basically just grab the text and check if that text is on that particular URL, basically. Okay? So eventually it will arrive there. So unfortunately, I'm connecting from my phone, so it takes a while to load, but the major idea is that you use Cucumber to manage the test. So basically, is that how Selenium works is that it grabs the Cucumber, okay, and then run it on the automation framework. So you can train the business analysts, or you can train your manual testers on using those particular sentences, basically, and then build up the automation framework as they go, okay? So, let me load again. So in this case, it goes to, I believe, it's two different websites right now to make it quite fast, the whole demo. And basically, as I say, that it just pick up the browser, goes there, check if there is in there or not, okay? And then the other test. Oh, actually, is this one the one that I was looking for? Oh, that's brilliant. So yeah, so it will go to these two different websites here, okay, and then it will check if this text is on it, okay. But writing down on when then, that is something that I think everyone can pretty much understand, so you don't need to be technical about it, okay? So then, basically how it works is that these sentences are picked up by the automation framework, and the automation framework have some code behind, and basically run it. I mean, everyone that is pretty much with automation framework knows exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So I'm taking this, I put in the integration test, and then I go to the cloud, and in the cloud it will trigger the integration test regression pack. Okay, so as we can see here, it start running. Okay, I haven't done anything, so you don't need to be, again, technical. This can be done literally by anyone. Okay, and what it does is that is basically goes to these two websites that we put in there, and basically again try to see if that is there. You can have different steps on it. You can have like click here, click there. So as long as you have an arrangement with, we can see that this is. So as long as it reaches the thing, so well, Acutest apparently the website is down, so probably the test should fail. So if we're coming back to the regression pack, we will see the results on it. Okay, so basically that will have failed. Okay. And then what we can see also is that we can see exactly why it is failed, okay, and with a screen grab on whatever have failed. So the reasons why it fails is quite technical. So you probably, on that case, you might need to contact the QA automation engineer, okay. But in any case, if it's working, it will work. All right. So coming here. Okay, so that's so we can see here, and this is the X-ray automated execution that happened on the day and on the time. These have failed, and then if we go to the fail one, we can see the reason why on the execution page. So obviously this is, I mean, the Kanban board is one way that I've done it now. Just basically because it's quite visual, so it's quite easy to spot check, but you can have it on a completely different ways. You can also have it, use Jira to have it run, I don't know, every night, and then just have the results back to Jira as well. But basically it's a far easier way to run it. So in here you can see exactly the one that failed, the reason why it's failed. Okay, and then, well, in this case, probably the evidence should be like completely black, I guess. Yeah. So that's exactly why it was failing. Okay. So in this case, this is for browsers, but because we have on the GitHub repository, we have like different frameworks up and running. So we also can do it with Windows applications. Okay. So in the case of Windows applications, at the moment we are not able to have the evidence back and the picture back because we are working on it. But you know, that's pretty much the idea. So just in case there's somebody that, I don't know, thinks that I might be lying or something like that. Well, it can be the case. You know, testers, we tend to be, you know, then we don't trust people, so that's fine. So I will go back to the test here, and I will delete that one. Okay. And then if I move a different item, it runs the same integration test. Okay, so this is not related to the item that you move. In this case, how it is like, you know, every single thing that changes to the integration test status, basically, it will run exactly the same test. But again, the thing is that because it's coming back, it's picking up the cucumber text, and in this case, take this test. Then it just basically it won't run the first one, the Acutest, the one that we delete, and will run the other one. So in this case, you don't need to have, you know, a QA automation specialist in order for you to do that, because this is something that pretty much everyone can do. Okay? So any questions?
So could you put it back and then put it back?
So yeah, you can put it back. We can put it back again. One of the ideas that we have for the future is that, in this case, for example, for the Kanban board, it will basically reject it and move it back. Okay? But at the moment, in this case, for example, this is on deployment on one of the clients, and this is used by the project manager. So it's just the project manager just wants to make sure that every time he moves an item through the pipeline, and obviously, you know, this can be as big as you want. Okay? And then, you know, what it does as well is that if you have assigned the test to a particular person, you just send an email and send like, this test it runs, basically. Okay? At the moment, not with the results, but you know, you can go back, you have a link, so you click on the link, then you go to the test and you can see the test execution as I showed you before. So you can see exactly like how that runs. So the major important thing here is that you basically need to establish how you want to basically train your other manual testers or your business analysts, okay? And then they can try to literally run the automation framework themselves. Okay? You don't need to have, you know, highly specialized technical people, you know, running the whole machine basically. Okay. Yeah?
Sorry, I just saw that you integrated with X-ray, right? Why I asked this question is because we are doing some POC for X-ray and TM project. That's
yeah.
Test management for Jira. Do you know why you went with X-ray?
I actually don't know exactly why X-ray was the chosen tool. I wasn't on that decision, but as far as I know, that's pretty much the standard of the whole industry. But again, this is what I've been told. you know how is this? Like,
X-ray is a very fantastic plugin for Jira. Jira's got really good connections with the GitHub, Jenkins, and whatever CI/CD tools they have. So it has the whole full cycle. If you try a third party, you need to write like additional.
So TM4J is for test management for Jira. That is from Jira. So I'm just.
Well, the thing is, like, for example, this thing won't work without X-ray.
This thing won't work.
Well,
And
it's based on X-ray.
So you add the tests here first, and then they go to your.
Yeah. So basically, what you do is that. Right? Yeah, exactly. So in here you like, okay, let me. So you have.
I mean, it can't pick up from your.
It will pick up from here, basically.
Yeah, from
Yeah, exactly, for IntelliJ. Yeah. So basically what you have is that you have this implemented on the GitHub repository. Okay? But the major idea of this is like it's easily to manage.
Yeah, I mean what I meant was like you have this step given an anonymous
Yes.
user. So you must have implemented that step
Of course.
in your IntelliJ, but
Yeah.
then when you're writing the feature file,
Yeah.
you're actually writing it from here, or
Yeah.
does it pull up from the feature file which is given?
No. The feature file is pulled from here.
From here, that's
From here. So that's why when you change this test, it will change.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Exactly. Yeah. That's obviously, because if not, in the end you don't really have a full integrated pipeline. So yeah. So this is exactly like that. So the feature coming from here basically. So whatever you have in here, it changes. And obviously you can change this right now, and you have another steps implemented, and then you run it. It will pick up whatever you have in here basically. So that's the reason why in a way it's an easy way to manage by non-technical people. Okay.
Do you have to change the code behind it?
No, for this you don't need to. So the thing is like, so if you want to change this, if you want to put an extra step in here, so let's say I don't know, let's say you have a website that you want to test where you go to a particular place and you know exactly what the clicks are, okay? And then you want to, I don't know, grab a piece of data and check if that data is correct, okay? So if you know the sentences that you need to put in there, okay, you can do it. So you can have, you can put in there and say, given I'm a user, given I want to go to this URL, you can write the URL on it, for example. Then you can have, the login details, for example, and then you know exactly where that goes. And then you just say, I want to click here, I want to click that, I want to click that. So as long as that sentences are already on the automation framework, obviously. So it's not like I want to click here and automatically goes there. Okay, that's just to make sure it's not science fiction. But the thing is like, it's not that difficult to have a basic menu, that you can basically agree with the business analyst. Okay, and then if they know exactly what they're doing, they can manage that. And also it's like, you can have, for example, like you can see all the tests, so you can copy and paste. So that's actually the best thing that you can do, because if you leave a space, it might fail. But if you copy and paste,
So who maintains this cucumber scenario?
these cucumber scenarios are maintained by manual testers. Okay.
You don't have a business analyst.
So in this case, so it depends of which client we deploy, okay? But the thing is, in some cases, what we are trying to achieve is that people that really know about the tool are the ones that are actually testing the tool. Because what we find out is that testers, sometimes they don't really know about the tool, so they know how to test, and they are great, and they can contribute to this, because you still need to manage the people, you still need to explain them exactly what they're doing, you need to probably focus them on what areas you need to test, okay? But the idea behind is that this is used by basically experts on that particular tool.
In most occasions, when you do a sprint or Kanban, the feature is never ready to test. So you can have some
Again, in this case was an example, but the idea of this, for example, for this particular project, is that this is a CRM system, okay? So what they have is that they have different features that they try to develop for this particular company. So they have this Kanban board with the different features that they are trying to develop. And what they find out is that when they develop one of them, other ones are failing, okay? So what we develop is we develop this. So the project manager basically goes there and say, I want this to happen, boom, 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 boom. Then assign that to a developer. Okay, the developer do that, then email back and say, this is done. And then the project manager moves and trigger and see exactly if it's working, and not if it's working that particular, but if it's not breaking anything.
It's kind of similar to what Jira Workflow kind of provides.
Yeah.
That's exactly what, similarly what it does. If you trigger based on workflow and tags.
Yeah. You can also have exactly the same like when you do a pull request. So you can have a pull request, and automatically it triggered the whole thing. But in this case, like you have the results already in Jira, which is like what you try to achieve. So you got Jira as a focus of the project and as a focus of the testing principles.
Because in my template, what I've done is use Jira itself.
Sorry?
Jira Workflow.
Yeah.
Jira Workflow triggers the build copy and based on the API, it returns back the results as a comment. Similar to what was provided.
Yeah.
So we also use X-ray, and so we use the Jira integration that you are describing. So that's what creates the build. But the X-ray is being used here for test. So for build, you can directly integrate your build tool, whatever, and then you can also go from Jira and integrate the build. But when you want to test it, you'll again have to use some tool where you will have your test cases. So X-ray is a plugin that you use on top of Jira. You have all your tests, then you execute your test and manage it, and you report the results.
Yeah, based on the Jira ticket number,
Yeah.
you could need to trigger off your test. Cucumber provide tags.
Yeah.
So you initialize.
But in Jira, the problem is if you use Jira just for test management, it will not work.
No, of
Because-
course.
Yeah.
So
So that's why.
initializing automated tests.
Yeah, you can do that. So in our case, what we do is for the build, we use direct integration with Jenkins, source code, and everything else. And then for test, we use X-ray.
Yeah, it depends on what you're trying to do. Where it's,
They're probably at the back side. Do you have to drag each test to the integration column?
So every time you drag that in this example, yes, but in other examples you can
So
just
you can't prioritize, so then for this change, take these tests automatically into the.
yes you also can do that. So basically is that this was one of the many examples, but you can have tests and you just go there and click and run it, and you can have it like on a test plan, okay, and then you can execute all the tests that you want. Basically, you added all the ones that are already implemented, okay.
The tests which fail, you move them back or just keep them there.
So in this case, no, it does not move them back.
Do you have any issue with maintenance? Like once you complete your project, the Kanban board will become quite huge.
Well, in my case, normally is that we tend to deploy the whole thing, and then what we do is we train somebody in-house, so one of the developers, on how to maintain it, because normally you are not gonna have all the tests already implemented. So basically, it's like we go there, we deploy, and then basically we train somebody in-house, and then we go. Sometimes in other clients we stay there for longer. For me, sometimes it's even forever, but you know what I mean. So that will depend basically of the client. I mean, you are always going to still probably need at least one QA automation engineer. That's for sure. You know what I mean? There's no way that you cannot. Particularly because once you have already invested on having this, you probably will want to, testing more stuff than you got in there. So in order for you to deploy new test cases that are not already on the framework, you need to have somebody in there developing. Okay.
So, in that sort of situation, how do you find you manage the communication between QAs and VAs and devs to say, hey, I've written a new test, you need to code something to fix that test, or hey, I've changed this test like slightly, and you need to go away and change that. How do you normally manage that?
Well, so this is one of the good things about using this is that we sort of find out that this given when then, which even sometimes with automation framework you need to have extra, sentences there that normally don't. But it works really well on how to manage the communication between the different parties, because normally what happens is that people literally they talk completely different languages, coming from a guy that is not English speaking. So, but it's literally like that. So you need to have a sort of like a common language in a way for them to talk, and this is quite good. And also is the fact that that anyone can run it. So the thing is like if the business analyst believes that is failing, but can see there and can run it, and then also the developer can come over and run it, they can see straight away. You don't need to wait for the next day. You know what I mean? You can have in there something that, if you want to test on different environments as well, so you can change the environment and you can say testing in pre-prod and testing in SIT or whatever. So if it's a problem with that, you can easily fix it, and anyone can fix it. You don't need to communicate to the QA automation engineer to change that and run that.
So I'm more thinking of the situation. So using X-ray, you
Yep.
export a .features file,
Yep.
which then you can use with like spec flow, initial spec flow, test adapter or something. If you update a test on there, how
Yep.
do you then get an updated features file to a developer and communicate that? I don't know, there's a new thing to test.
Because how this is working is that it picks the feature file here. So then reports on that basically. Is that?
So how do you retrieve that features file?
So the Jenkins grab it.
And there's an API that you go to and say give me the features file.
Exactly.
Okay, that's great as well.
Exactly. So that's exactly how it works. So basically, in this case, is like how it works is that on the Jenkins, what we have is that we have selected like different. You got different works, okay? And in one of the works, you have it like, like every time the CAVX 2495 is activated, is that come in here and grab that. And then reports back, basically. So it's as simple as that. So there's no magic here. It's no, More questions?